What is going on, y'all? Robert Sykes, KetoSavage.com, coming at you with another AMA Ask Me Anything episode. This one's brought to us by Kevin, and it's all about fat adaptation. What is it? How do you know you're in it? Et cetera, et cetera. But before we dive into that, let's roll the intro. All right, we are back. Kevin asks, what exactly does fat adapted or keto adapted mean to you? You hear it everywhere in the keto carnivore world, but how do I know if I'm fully fat adapted? All right, so a little definition here. There's a difference between ketosis and fat adapted or keto adapted. So in ketosis, you're technically producing ketone bodies. If you were to cut the carbohydrates from your diet, your body would start producing ketones within 24 to 48 hours. And if you were to do a blood test via like a beta-hydroxybutyrate prick test and measure 0.5 millimolar or greater, congratulations, you are technically in ketosis. If you do a urinalysis, test, pee on the stick, which is testing for acetoacetate, then you might be showing as to be in ketosis then. That does not necessarily mean that you are fat adapted, keto adapted. So you may be producing ketones. You may have circulating beta-hydroxybutyrate in your body and be in a state of ketosis. But if your body does not have the metabolic machinery in place to use those ketone bodies as a fuel supply, you're not going to be taking advantage of all the benefits that being keto adapted, fat adapted has to offer. That oftentimes take the course of several weeks, several months, several years. There's a big difference between being in ketosis for 6 weeks versus 6 months versus 6 years. So as you become fat adapted, as your body shifts from using glucose and carbohydrate metabolism to fatty acid oxidation, fat metabolism, your body builds up this metabolic machinery to make use of those ketone bodies. This takes form of many different things. One such aspect is that is basically building up monocarboxylic transporters, MCT transporters. Those help shuttle ketone bodies throughout the body so that they can be used as a fuel supply. Ketone bodies can cross the blood-brain barrier and be used by the brain for energy, whereas fat itself cannot. Fat molecules cannot cross that blood-brain barrier. Ketone molecules can. So you have to build up that metabolic machinery to make use of those ketone bodies. Those MCT transporters are the same things that transport lactate, lactic acid, and pyruvate. So like when you're doing a hard workout and you have that lactic acid burn and you have to stop, call the workout short, as you build up more of those monocarboxylic transporters, hopefully I'm saying that right, your body's ability to shuttle that pyruvate, shuttle that lactate, and transport those ketone bodies improves. So that's one benefit of being able to be fat adapted. Your body's ability to use ketone bodies for energy supply, both in the body and the brain, all benefit with the length of time that you are adapted. So I've been strictly keto adapted now for 7+ years. I have not deviated from that. My body's efficiency at using ketones as a fuel source for the brain and my body when I'm training, when I'm just simply doing my day-to-day, has improved over time. So all that to say, it takes time to build up that metabolic machinery for your body to make use of those ketone bodies. Not the same thing as simply being in ketosis. So if you're trying to see if you're trying to do a ketogenic diet, prick your finger, do a blood test, and you're showing ketones, don't automatically assume that you're going to get all the benefits that come with following a ketogenic diet. Give yourself at least 6 weeks. I personally think a lot of the performance benefits are going to come after about 6 months, and it just continues to get better and better and better over time. So all that to say, I would highly encourage you to give this diet, like any other diet, at least a solid 6 months, but especially this diet because you have to build up that additional metabolic machinery to truly become fat adapted. Kevin, thank you so much for the question. You requested some chocolate malt keto bricks, so I've got those in the mail headed your way. For those of you that do not know, if you submit a question via the Google form description or in the description below, then I will send you some keto bricks with a flavor of your choosing if I use your question in an AMA video. Until next time, y'all, take care.